there, Organizedpreneur family. I hope all is well with you. So, I want to welcome you to a brand new series that I'm going to be sharing. I'm so excited about this because this is one of my signature programs, or should I say, my signature processes called the Dream Flow Formula. Yes, the Dream Flow Formula. And guess what? DREAM, DREAM, is an acronym. And so I'm going to be sharing with you an entire process for creating a dream experience for you and your clients. So, you ready? Let's go. And the inspiration behind this series is due to a conversation that I had with one of my clients. And it was basically on hustle and grind, and which is very common. And a lot of entrepreneurs associate entrepreneurship with hustle and grind. So the overall series is entitled Achieve More in Less Time Without the Hustle and Grind. And so over the past few weeks, we we determined that hustle is defined as making strenuous efforts to obtain money or business in an attempt to change or manipulate the outcome or results. And anybody can probably identify with this of feeling like they're being hustled, right? You've either hustled in some way or you have been hustled, right? And we've also determined grind. The definition for that is requiring much exertion or excessive hard work. And the official definition is like to reduce to a powder or small fragments by friction. So it's when you think about it, it's not a very positive, it doesn't bring about a very positive connotation to it, right? So even though we all have the same 24 hours, many entrepreneurs struggle to find ways to achieve more in less time. In fact, most entrepreneurs find themselves working longer hours, especially when you first start out. I know I did when I first started in my organizing business. I was working constantly. And it's not like I didn't enjoy what I was doing. It was just that that's all I was doing, right? Just working. And like Rihanna says, work, 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 right? And so it was not a good work life harmony, right? As Dorothy describes it. So, but for most solopreneurs, most of us, we typically handle all the aspects of our business. Again, that's what I was doing, right? The marketing, the sales, excuse me, administration, customer support, all of that stuff, wearing all of those hats, numerous responsibilities. And it really becomes a challenge to find time to do other things that may be non-business related, right? And I know we love our businesses. I love what I do, but you have to have some kind of healthy balance, right? So the other thing is sometimes we don't have a lot of systems in place, established systems, right? We often find ourselves working reactively, not proactively. We're always putting out fires, we're handling the day to day operations. And so the lack of structured processes really lead to inefficiencies and prevent them people from achieving time freedom. And for most of us, we recognize the value of having control over our schedules, working on our own terms, and pursuing personal interests, spending time with our families and family and friends, right? And maintaining an overall well-being, taking more vacations, right? So today underneath this achieving more in less time without the hustle and grind, we're going to discuss the dream flow formula. I've talked about this before, but I've got a few things that I wanted to share in addition to what I've talked about in the past. So the title of this is Dream Flow Formula, Systems that Create More Time to Eliminate the Hustle and Grind. I thought that was pretty cool. So aside from the fact that dream in the Dream Flow formula is part of the name, it's also an acronym for a 5-step process that creates more time and more freedom in your business. And not only that, it also creates a better experience for you as a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur, and for those that's engaging with you, whether it's a prospect or a client, right? So here's what I mean. Follow me. Hope y'all tracking. So before your first client can pay you, right? They need to get to know you, right? They need to get to know who you are, what you do. Of course, like I said, is a part of my name. So it was just like, yeah, I think I can come up with something because I love acronyms, right? So anyway, so as I was talking about the discovery marketing system, you have to have one because people are less likely to engage with you a whole lot. Well, let me say it this way. They will engage with you before they pay you, right? Because they want to get to know you, right? And so you need a discovery marketing system. So that's what the D stands for, right? Some type of system where people are want to discover you, right? If people don't know who you are, you can have the best widget, the best, system, the best product on the planet. But if they don't know of you, they've never heard of you or what have you, they're not going to find you, right? So you got to have some way of allowing people to discover you, right? So that may mean that you're doing, events like what we're doing. This is one of the ways that people discover us. Okay. So you got to have some type of discovery marketing system. Once they discover you, so they're unlikely to hire you at first sight, right? So that would be like getting married on the first date. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, right? But in this marketplace, with all of the competition that's out there, with all the noise that's out there, right? They're less likely to hire you on the first date. Again, it's possible. But the thing that you need in order to avoid them not possibly hiring you, you want to establish a relationship, right? So that means having some type of relationship building system. So that's what the R stands for, okay? And then there's making the sale. This can happen in a variety of ways. And maybe you want to have some type of a sales funnel or what have you for working together seamlessly, right? And so for that, you need what I call an exceptional sales system. So that's what the E stands for. And then the A stands for accelerated delivery system. Every business must have a way to fulfill their orders so that when a client purchases a product or purchases their services or what have you, you want your client to have a great experience. And as I was working on this, I was thinking about just a few months ago, I had an experience when purchasing a software. So what happened, I purchased the software. They processed the payment immediately, but it took at least 48 hours before I could even get access to it. Then, come to find out, there was another login that I had to use by someone else to get access to it, which I didn't know that when I purchased the product, right? Then, after I purchased the product, I still wasn't able to actually access the product, the software. Now, I wanted this software immediately because I had things I was wanting to do. That's the reason that I wanted the software and I wanted access immediately. So now we're in about a week, right? Finally, I get access to the software. It was so overwhelming. It was so complicated and non-user friendly. I was like, okay, you know what? This is not working for me. So I said, I sent an email to support and everything. And normally I'm not this patient, but I really wanted that software, right? Because I'm a tech junkie, okay? But so they offered, because I told them how unhappy I was with the product. So they offered a credit for something else. So I said, okay. So I agreed to it, decided to use the credit to purchase something else. Never got access to that second software. After about 2 weeks of going back and forth, and I was like, okay, you know what? That is okay. This is more than what it's even worth. And so I went to Trustpilot. I posted a negative review, and I wished I had actually gone there before I actually purchased the product, because there were other negative reviews. Always go and check the reviews. Let me just say that, right? So finally, I posted a negative review and I got my money back. Okay. But that whole experience, I mean, it went on for like 2 weeks. I never got access to the product, and it was horrible, right? So that's what I mean by an accelerated delivery system. That took 2 weeks and I never got the product. That's not accelerated. Okay. So you want to have some type of a system that is accelerated, where they get access. And I don't care if it's a book. You want to make sure that the client, gets what they paid for. Okay. So that's what the A stands for. And then the last step is developing some type of customer relationship to promote retention and loyalty by implementing a matchless client success system, right? And this is where every business should have. And I call it matchless because you want something that really outshines everybody else. Because what happens with this type of system, the people are so satisfied and so happy with your services, right? And that's why it's matchless client success system. And so even if the product or whatever it is you purchase from them is just kind of okay, when you get a good client success system, and they are serving you well, you're gonna overlook some things, right? The book may not be, like the book was just okay, but they really offer really good customer service, right? They answer my questions quickly, they try to make sure I'm happy, that type of thing. And so you want a matchless client success system, because you want to make sure that your client has some success with the experience that you're offering them, right? Because it's all about an experience. Hopefully that all makes sense. So this is something that is extremely crucial to your business. So with the remainder of the time, I just want to share with you just a little bit about the first process, the D, the discovery marketing system, because again, it's all about how you're being discovered in the marketplace. You can have the best coaching service. You can have the best coaching program. You can have a New York bestseller, or let me say Amazon bestseller, because people can do that and they're really not an Amazon bestseller. But anyway, I digress. So let's get into creating a discovery marketing system, because again, it's crucial to your success, the success of your business, right? And as your business evolves, you'll want to go through this type of process ongoing, because things change, trends change, times change, society change. All these changes can impact your discovery marketing system. So here are a few steps that you need to take in the process of creating your discovery marketing system. Number one, you always want to assess your current state. What does that mean? You want to take time to reflect on where you currently stand in the marketplace. How are you positioning yourself in the marketplace? Ask yourself about your target audience. My target audience has changed over the years, right? So this is something that I have to do on a regular basis. Are your efforts still effective, right? You want to look at your competitors. What strategies are they using? One of the things that I do on a regular basis is I look at my competitors, and a lot of times what I will do is when I see an ad that's similar to mine, I'll go and look at the comments. And some of the comments may be favorable, sometimes they're not. But they're talking about their experiences sometimes. Sometimes you'll see an ad where someone has purchased the item before, right? And they may have a comment on what their experience is like. But the other reason that I do that is because I want to make sure that I am talking their language, because we're always inside of our head and we think that what we say about our product is what they're going to understand. And in most cases, it's not, because you want to talk their language. So assess your current state. Okay, then define your unique value proposition. You all are familiar with that. I know this is not the first time, right? But discovering what makes you stand out among your competitors. So you want to identify, your strength, your skills, your expertise, and make sure that you are doing whatever you need to do to craft a compelling value position that resonates with your target. That's why I am always checking out my competition, right? Are you able to communicate your unique value clearly and concisely? Like, if you are a business coach specializing in helping entrepreneurs achieve work-life harmony, you may say something like, I empower entrepreneurs to unlock their full potential while maintaining a healthy work-life harmony through personalized strategies and mindset transformation. So that's something that may resonate, with someone as you're expressing your unique value proposition. Number three, you want to make sure you develop a strategic marketing plan, right? Determine what's the most effective marketing channel to reach your target audience. Now, I got to tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook. I sometimes I get clients from there, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like I know what I'm doing, sometimes I don't. I really have better results when I'm on LinkedIn because that's where most of my clients or potential prospects are. So, you want to make sure you don't have to be on all of the platforms. You just need to show up where your client or your potential clients are and show up there, right? And so that needs to be a part of your strategy and your evaluation. Then number four, establish your online presence, right? Build an engaging, user-friendly website. If you have a website, you don't actually have to have a website. I was just talking with a client the other day, and they said, well, I got to make sure that I work on my website and this and that and the other. And I said, well, You might just want, since your clients are probably on LinkedIn, you may just want to update your LinkedIn profile and worry about the website later, because they're going to find you quicker on social media than they will on your website. So establish your online presence. And then you just want to monitor and adapt in the process, right? Track things as you go. Figure out if it's being effective. Analyze your data. All of these things are helpful when you are developing your plan. Then you can start really ramping up your lead generation system, your social media engagement system, maybe you have a referral program system. Then you can ramp up those things when you've identified and worked through those other 5 things that I was just talking about. Your current state, your unique value proposition, developing your strategic marketing plan, establishing your online presence, monitoring and adapting and analyzing whether or not these things are effective. And then you just want to rinse and repeat. And then, like I said, ramp up, your lead generation, right? Because if you have something you're using, I don't know, you may have a freebie or something as a lead generation product, or a cheat sheet or whatever. And you find that, well, nobody's even reading this, nobody's even, looking at it or downloading it or whatever. It may be that you need to go back and evaluate whether or not this is talking to your people, right? So these are things that will help you in your discovery marketing system. Okay.
Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to navigate the world of online entrepreneurship? Are you a female entrepreneur, coach, consultant, or service-based professional struggling to turn your dreams into a sustainable reality? Are you tired of the endless to-do lists, sleepless nights for fear of things slipping through the cracks, and worrying about the next client? If this is you, and you're ready to transform your business into a thriving, sustainable, and vibrant venture that you love, then listen up. I'm Eldrima Harper, business and podcast launch strategist, declutter coach, and the host of the OrganizedPreneur podcast. As a professional organizer in the business for more than 20 years, I've been there, and so I get it. But by listening and subscribing to this podcast, what you'll discover are ways to get organized, implement systems to help you free up your time and energy so that you can focus on things that matter. And here's the cool part. You'll even discover how you can leverage the power of podcasts to attract top-notch leads straight into your virtual doorstep so that your pipeline pops with opportunities. It's time to say goodbye to chaos and confusion, and hello to clarity, confidence, and certainty in your dream business. Are you ready? Let's go.